What's up, people? JB Illusion here, and I did a little video that actually got some people to watch it. It was about Katana and her role in Suicide Squad, or what I believe her role is going to be. And I wanted to do another video on the Suicide Squad on another one of my favorite characters. Believe it or not, it's actually Killer Croc. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people are just like, hey, what's up with this Killer Croc? They're used to seeing Killer Croc as like a 6 foot, no, not even 6 foot, like a 9 foot reptilian creature with the big tail wagging and the claws and the. Well, it's not exactly the Killer Croc that I like, and I'm very, very happy that for Suicide Squad, they're going with the more human version of Killer Croc. He's going to be played by Adwale. I'm sorry, brother, I can't say the rest of your name. I had to look up the phonetics just for that. I apologize. But as I said, you could kind of see the difference between the Killer Crocs. I mean, you got him just standing there looking very human, and this is super, like, vicious monster. Yeah, there's a huge difference. And one of the reasons why I like Killer Croc is because of his problem isn't mental. I guess you could say it later became mental. So many of the Batman villains like Joker are clearly insane. They have some type of mental issue like Scarecrow, and it's just interesting to see someone whose mental issue comes from their physical deformity and how that can change your life. I thought that that was super cool. So let's go to why Killer Croc's like this, and everybody's just like, oh, what do you mean? Well, here's how it worked out. Yeah, Waylon Jones, Killer Croc, as a boy. You see, he had the very, very unlucky, I guess you could say, genetic pull of basically being a freak of nature from a very, very young age. He started growing scales, his eyes, his teeth. You can see it from the picture. And as you can see, the woman who is taking care of him is not really being very nice. And you can see how painful it actually is cleaning his scales off. That bloody rag right there says it all. And better yet, this woman isn't his mother. You're a little fool with no daddy and no mama can't change that. You're also an ugly bastard who got skin like a damn lizard. So, this is a great person raising Waylon. I mean, it's not like he couldn't have mental issues just from that. So basically, no dad, no mom. He was basically thrown into people taking care of them who didn't really want him, who didn't really like him, who saw his condition as something to just talk about, to go after. And that's not really cool. And here's another example. Yeah, it's pretty painful. He couldn't have a normal childhood. He couldn't be a normal person. And I know. It's like, hey, he could have done something. He could have been a hero, but all that mental damage with no one there to really help him, nothing to go after. It's pretty sad. And the worst part is, as he says right there in the second panel, I couldn't do it. I was supposed to scrub my skin off, but I couldn't because it hurt. He can't. It's just kind of sad. Like it's something that he wishes to change, but he can't do it because it's actually harming himself. Yeah. So, after years of abuse from his mother figure and the kids all up and down the block, guess what he wound up going into? Well, if you'd guessed professional wrestler, Gator wrestler, then you guessed right. Killer Croc in Batman Arkham, in Batman the animated series, was a professional wrestler who also dabbled in alligator wrestling. But it's an odd story. But the one thing that they focus on is he's done a lot of alligator wrestling. Basically, he was a walking freak show. Yeah, that's what he wound up doing. And some people liked it, and some people don't. You know? It was one of those things that he kind of wound up falling into. The alligator life didn't choose him. It. Okay, yeah, that sounded dumb. Basically, it's all he could do. And he had to wind up dealing with people like this. Here's your cut. But 40? I thought I was getting 100 per show. What? Bite that dude right now. Messing with your money. Come on. Freak like you. It's not like you have a lot, of other career paths. And it's this constant berating him, this constant attacking him that eventually, you know, it proved just a little too much. And you guessed it, he kind of broke. He gave in to his actual physical appearance and became sort of a monster. Yeah, that monster. It's kind of interesting to see the different ways that they portray him. The tortured child that event kept getting stepped on, and then finally broke to becoming this terrible creature that will eat you, in fact. And it's just kind of sad. But I gotta say, I do prefer the tortured wrestler who had a super bad childhood over the monster with the red eyes? He's always been kind of, I guess you could say a goon. That's what he is. He's a goon. He's big guy who will work for the mob. He dresses up in nice suits. He still has an air of humanity in this that I really like. Because Killer Croc isn't some mindless beast. He's actually a dude who's also extremely violent. It happens. You know? And the thing about the animated series was he was kind of just, goon who was elevated into status because of his skin condition, which bipartisan gave him like ridiculous speed, crazy strength, razor like claws and teeth. So, it kind of helps out just a little bit. It was always interesting to see his dynamic with the other villains. You know? He wasn't someone who always beefed with people. He worked with them. He was, like I said, a goon. And sadly, not much more than that. But this is what I want to see. I was talking about how he got along with certain heroes. No, not heroes, certain villains. But yo, I want to see this so badly. Killer Croc and Bane hate each other. I don't know specifically why. I know they've been involved in a lot of fights like this one. And Bane has broke Croc's back. But then again, the cool thing about his whole skin disorder, and probably why he found it so hard to scrape him off, is that he regenerates. So Bane breaking his back was like a week on bed rest at best. And, you know, maybe Suicide Squad 2, Suicide Squad 3, we can see this because I think everyone wants to see the Bane Killer Croc grudge match. They probably just hate each other because they're both wrestlers. Okay, well, that's a little bit about Killer Croc. As you can see, they went for a really more human-like appearance. Yeah, he's got the scales, he's got the teeth, but you can see he has some issues. His hand is really, really bandaged up. Maybe he's been scraping off the scales or something. Maybe he's trying his best to not be the monster that everyone thinks he is. And they didn't go for the red eyes, which I really like. It shows a more human appearance. Tell me if you like this. Hit me up in the comments below. I'm JB Illusion. This has been my spot or my take on the Suicide Squad Killer Croc. Peace, everybody, and thank you for watching.